I think that's, if you talk about it a lot, you should probably do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. But I like weed. I like the way it tastes. I like the way it makes me feel. But when I have to work, I don't like what it does to my brain.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, I guess you're right. How do you feel when you do it? Like, what do you feel when you smoke weed? Why do you smoke weed?
To help sleep sometimes. Help.
Is this recording?
That's where my anxiety comes in. I second guess everything I do. I have to double check it 5 times.
Yeah.
To just make sure I'm like, is it recording? Is it recording? Is it record? Let me make sure.
See, this is why we should not be doing
What?
drugs during the day.
No, drugs actually help calm me.
You seem more paranoid on them, like I do.
I'm paranoid because I'm black in America. That's why I'm paranoid. Like legit.
I feel like I need to level out the pros and cons of weed for me because I feel
Okay,
like
what are your pros?
I don't feel as angry as I normally do. I like the way it makes me feel. Anytime I'm trying to relieve stress, it is there. That's 2 things. Helps me sleep. It's just a head game change. Really, those are it. But the cons, I can't focus.
Okay.
Not as much as I used to. When I'm high and I need to do something and I think about doing something, I don't want to do it. So con is I'm not focused. Munchies. Oh my god, that is the worst. Because it's as delicious as it is, it's still consuming my calories that I don't. Then I order fucking donuts and then I eat all of them.
I feel like your cons are just actually the root of it is discipline.
Yeah, I feel less disciplined.
Because you can't. Because I remember Tommy Chong. Like, remember I did that whole thing with Tommy Chong.
Yeah.
And like the main thing he was saying is like it's actually beneficial because it's actually having to do the right things and eat the right food. It's okay that you get the munchies and it's okay that you get the cotton mouth. You need to be drinking water. You need to be eating good things. It's what you put in your body. That's the difference of, yeah, you can have munchies and it could be good. What you're putting in is bad or they could be good. So it's how you look at what you're doing and then the discipline of what you're putting in your body. Like for me, for example, it gives me appetite because I sometimes I'm just like so depressed and like, or I'm working so hard that I forget to eat, you know?
Yeah.
And so like weed kind of helps me get a little bit more of an appetite. And it helps me, it's like it's like the opposite. I think it's also like different personalities. It helps me focus in on my work. Cause I'm sitting there 8 hours doing like the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately always comes down to me being more disciplined. I'm not good. It's like one of the worst things about me. I have no discipline. And I feel like I get on a level of trying to be disciplined and I work at it and I do well for like 2 weeks and then I let it fall apart. It's like I self-sabotage it in a way. I'm like, oh, well, like, okay, for instance, the easiest thing I can talk about is food. You know, I've eaten really well for 2 weeks, so I should celebrate by eating bad.
Yeah. It's a reward. We want that reward. And I think you're big on reward.
I am.
You're big on like, I worked for a month. Where's my 2-week vacation? I'm like, I haven't had a vacation in years. Like you just, that was such a big flip. In our like when I first started with the relationship, where I'm like, didn't we just go to Vegas? Like, or you know, like, and you're like, well, hey, San Diego, and I'm like,
there are people out there that have to take a trip once a month.
People who work 5 years, no break, and then finally get that vacation. Look, she doesn't get how privileged she is.
I get that I am very privileged, but you know what? I have worked hard to get to this privilege. For the longest time, I've worked so many jobs to do that, but you're right. Maybe I should work harder. And I was thinking about that. So I'm going to be starting my own massage business.
Can I be your first and only client?
No. I did think about it though, because Kara had asked me to.
Why not take the second job? I've been looking for a dog job.
Really? How come you didn't tell me that? I thought we told each
Because
other everything.
I feel like a failure and it's
How?
I only want to do what I love to do. And like I love dogs and animals, but like that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be making like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
Sitting, I'm like 30, and so.
I forget that you're 30.
Yeah, and like I have a freaking. It feels like a failure thing, cause it's like I went to school for this, but like I can't communicate well to go further in my career, and it comes down to where you just need to pay bills, and it's just like that's half the reason I've been like pretty like low lately is because I just. Not only am I looking for normal jobs, but I'm adding dog and dog handler and, to my searches. And it just kind of, I don't know.
Do you think it's dangerous how we, like in a way we because we're enabling ourselves or enabling each other when we're trying to kind of escape whatever it is that we're not trying to deal with. Like this weekend, I didn't want to eat healthy, and I wanted to play video games, and I didn't go out and exercise. You didn't want to edit, or you didn't want to do, whatever it is that you were working on.
Yeah.
And we were just watching things and playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Nah, I stopped Roller Coaster Tycoon over the weekend.
Did you?
Yeah, I just was watching Person of Interest, but I think there's a sense of enabling just because it's like, well, if you're not working, then I'm like, well, I want to have a chill time too.
Oh, guess who likes your reward now?
Well, it's a different thing, but that doesn't mean that I'm not up till like 3 a.m. getting back to the work.
Yeah, that's true. You do.
So that's where my give and take. It's like, okay, I have to in my head I think of like I'm sacrificing my time to be lax and just. I mostly only really do it on the weekends when it's like you're here, but to think
the weekends are hard.
Yeah.
I mean, even this weekend when I didn't want to do Homegrown, I kept playing the video game. I kept playing, but to be fair, this is a really good video game. Back in 2014. Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just that's why was it this morning where I was like, we gotta be each other's person. We have to just. That's a good thing about you get a new week, a new day to kind of try okay, what are we gonna cook today? Not, even when I went to the grocery store this morning, I was like, let me get some Eggos now because I know I'm gonna want some French toast from First Watch. So let me, you have to trying to get better one little step at a time.
Yeah.
We're trying. That's all we can really do. I feel like we're better. Maybe at least it's not 3 weeks of a mishap. It was just 3 days.
This is the thing though that pisses me off about myself is I continue this cycle. This cycle, and I know what I'm doing. I see it. I recognize all of the patterns, everything that I'm doing. It is all very familiar, and I still fall into the trap. I'm allowing it to happen. I'm allowing myself to go through this cycle, and but there's something deep inside of me that wants to break out, but I won't let myself. Just saying that makes me it hurts.
I think you need that support sometimes. You can't do it. You keep trying. That's why do people need certain a personal trainer or nutritionist? It's you can keep trying. Sometimes you just need that support or that person with a specialty to kind of be hey, like how you have that app,
I mean, the app is helpful. The app reminds me. It makes me feel it. There's that. How should I put this? The app has accountability for me, which is great. But I feel like there's just something deep inside me that just wants to break out, wants to shed out of my own skin. I just don't know what it is. I feel trapped in my body. I feel trapped in my mind and my soul and in my pattern, and yeah, it sucks sometimes. And because I don't know what the answer is to break out of it, I think things are bad with my life when they're not.
Yeah, it's the mentality of it.
Yeah.
Gotta practice that gratitude.
I think, there's like a part of me that wants to do like some serious soul searching, but the other part of me thinks like, how do I do soul searching? Like, one, by going to therapy, but then I think maybe I just need to completely break out of everything that I'm doing. Radio, my relationships,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, house, everything, like literally go out and
do like what Holly did. Go to that. She went to like that silent retreat.
No, something bigger than that. Like live out in the woods and really like survival. I don't know why I feel like that is the answer.
Could be, maybe. Some people do that.
Okay, well, I'm breaking up with you. This is the last episode. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. I was like, I guess I'll take care of the dogs.
I don't know. I just want to break out. I don't know what it is.
Start living life like Will Smith. Go jump out of a helicopter from the Grand Canyon.
I need money.
Well, it could start small. Maybe you do need to go on that trip or try that thing that scares you. Like, when's the last time you've done something that scares you? Like, that's a big thing because, like, that happens to me, like, I think that's why I have so much anxiety because even the smallest things scare me and I haven't really been able to break out my shell. But you, I think it's like you get comfortable. Like, when is, like, the last time you really have done something that it's like, oh my gosh. Like, what, getting on the stage for the Muse stage announcement?
Even then, I wasn't afraid of it or scared of it. I think, if anything, I just didn't want to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done anything that is terrifying.
Maybe that's something that you should look into. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you keep going like the same, like, okay, I'm going to go out of town. It's the same trip. Or doing the podcast with Rob. It's the same people. What are you really...
I'm doing things that are familiar.
Yeah, and that's me too. Me too. But like, that's something I feel like would be a big thing. Like, take it from like Upsall. She's doing that. She tries something new. Like, she skydived and tried to skateboard. But like, that should be something you're really thinking about. Like, what? Maybe I do need to go camping by myself and try to, maybe that would be the thing that makes me feel alive. Or maybe I do need to organize going some trip or going to Colorado or driving cross country, taking 3 months off from work and actually trying these,
Yeah.
Maybe I do need to quit work. Something that scares you. Maybe I do need to go into that business with Kara. You haven't even, I know a main thing that scares you. Like, you haven't really done that asking for that thing about work, right? Like, that's something that you're hesitant about where it's like, you should just make that leap.
Yeah, I guess it does scare me a little bit. I don't know why, because it's nothing scary about it, but just asking. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to find ways around it by doing it instead of asking. And in reality, I should just be asking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm terrified of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a big preacher, but I never.
You are. You're really good at it.
Mm-hmm, but I never do what I say. Like, I can learn from all the greats and, like, I'm, like, regurgitating that information, but I'm like, I still can't walk into a freaking thrift shop and be like, hey, can I take photos of your products? I can't do it. I don't know why I'm just so scared to talk to strangers. Like, if we had, like, for example, if we had gone to, like, a random store up the street and it's like, oh, this is so cool, and, like, I was there with you, and if some person came up and, like, and I could just be like, oh, hey, do you mind if I maybe I could do it with, like, someone there with me. But, like, me physically going by myself to a business that I don't know, I'm not friends with the owner, I don't know the coworker, it's like, because a lot of my life has just been like, oh, it's my roommate's friend, or it's a musician or a client that I worked with knows this person. It's all been like recommendations through people I know, and it's just...
You've never just cold called or cold confronted anyone.
Yeah, not like face to face really, because I'm big on, like, rejection is like a very hard thing, and like I get rejected. Like, I do cold emails and like I don't do calls, but like to like
that's something
to like ask 10 people every week, hey, this is my work, would you like to work together, would you like it to do it for free for the first time, and to do that every week, so like about even like more than 100 every month, to get no responses or just no's. like that gets to you after a while, and that's where I don't have confidence. I feel like maybe my work's not good. Maybe I need a team. Maybe it's like that's where I get at, because I'm like, well, I see when I look at, I admire other people in town. It's like they have a whole team. They got like an extra person they can work with. They, I don't have that, and that's where.
And see, it's funny because all you have to do is exactly.
I know.
Like, it's so easy to obtain what you want, but all you have to do is the thing that you're afraid of, and it's talking to people.
I know.
And building that relationship with them. It's a hard.
I don't know how.
I know,
and I'm in therapy for it, and she keeps just trying.
Oh my God, your therapist sounds like a mouse. What is it a mouse?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Every time I try to have that homework, something comes up where I use that as an excuse. I'm like, well, I did that one phone call, so that should take care of. You know what I mean? Like I had that random phone call, and I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, okay, that's my award for the week. I did a phone call for 5 minutes, and then but at least I'm doing phone calls. I used to not even do a phone call, and I'd rather people talk bad about me and think that I'm unreliable, and I'd rather them do that than have the phone call. Like, I don't know.
That always drives me nuts because it's like burning a bridge. You'd rather burn that bridge than actually talk.
The confrontation.
The confrontation.
That's why I have no friends. When you really think about it, I'd rather, we had a moment, and I'm like, well, if they don't want to talk to me about it, I'm not going to talk to them about it, then we're just not going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, why do I always have to be the one to be the bigger person and be like, hey, so can we just talk this out? I've done that too many times where I just don't even want to, I don't do that.
See, I would much rather talk something out than have to constantly deal with the awkwardness. I'd rather just nip it in the butt to that person instead of going through a chain of people. I feel like it just takes care of everything doing that. And the communication thing, we're good at talking to each other, but I gotta say, it is hard. Sometimes it's hard because there are times where I want her to hang out with my family or something. Because family's very big for me.
And family's not that big for me, but I have gotten better.
She's gotten so much better. Oh my God, it is that.
There was a miscommunication we had.
She actually talks to them now.
Well, at the beginning, Mo was my first serious girl. Yeah, the one I had before her was not out of the closet. Couldn't hold her hand in public. She was very. I just felt like it was a secret. And I don't know, when we're together, I see how much before I was I'm a secret to her family. Mm-hmm. And now it's hey, come meet my family. And I'm thinking oh, I'm this thing that has made your relationship with your father more distant, your uncle more, that's what I see. And then also when you already didn't really spend time with your family, you remember? You never really saw them. So then it's Mo, come over. I'm okay, I want your family to have all of you. I don't want me to just be a lingering around when I feel you should just have all your time to your family. You haven't seen each other in a while. I feel they just want you. That's how I felt, and I just thought I was doing a good thing, and turns out I was doing the wrong thing. Because she's why do you like my family? And I'm I thought I was giving you time with your family.
I thought she was just afraid to talk to them.
Nah, I am. But because even with my family, I wouldn't. I just they're more comfortable with you being out than I felt with my family. So it's it was gotta keep relationship secret. Can't.
Yeah, but your family is very religious. So
yeah.
We definitely had a different approach when coming out. I kind of just blurted it, and I'm I'm dating a chick now. Suck it. That's basically how I went through the whole thing, and I was then I started thinking, I was should I come out? Should I announce something? I didn't know what to do. I just kept living, I guess. I didn't really care about what everyone else thought. I knew what I liked and what I wanted, and I'm yeah. I like pussy now. That was aggressive. I'm really sorry.
A little
You can blurt that out.
A little aggressive.
But with Ray, like it's like a whole, like her story's a lot. There's a lot. So if you like onions,
it's the reason why I have trust issues. It's like a reason why I feel like I can't talk to people. It's a lot. Family's a lot, but I'm trying to work through it. Work through family. I'm closer to them now than I was like 3 years ago. You know.
Yeah. I am very grateful that I did get to meet her family.
Yeah, she's met my.
And my
dad. You met both of them. Huh?
Yeah, I've seen her dad a few times. The second time I saw him, he gave me a hug, which felt forced, but it's fine.
We're not like a huggy family.
I'm a huggy person.
Yeah.
It's pre-COVID. And then I met her mom, and I definitely know where she gets that talking from. Oh my god.
I don't talk that much. Okay, there you go. I do weird accents sometimes.
When Ray is familiar with someone, like myself, she doesn't stop talking. Sometimes in the morning, it's a bit much.
When I'm passionate about a subject or something.
When she's passionate about me doing things, then it's a lot.
There's just so much you can do.
I
There's
know.
so much we can all do.
And guess what's holding me back? Myself. So if we could, mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
But
okay. Well, we're gonna get better at this, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna get better with ourselves.
We're gonna get better.
It gets better. What's that?
It sounds like what every druggie would say. It's like, we're gonna get better, I swear. Like, discipline and food are drugs.
Yeah.
Lack of discipline.
Well, the main thing is to try, like, March is almost here, right?
Yeah.
So the main thing is to go this whole March, this whole month, without binging on the weekends.
All right, fine. Okay.
Without getting the DoorDash, cooking. I'm going to try a couple meals. Yeah, I know. I'm going to cook. I know. It's crazy. But, and then I don't know what, maybe it'd be going to a place for me, doing something I'm scared of, but you finding that thing that actually is gonna, like, it's scary, that's new and exciting but scary.
Stand-up comedy.
That would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
Terrify me.
There's a place I know that does, like, open mic type stuff. That would be actually really cool.
I'm so scared just thinking about it.
That would be kind of cool. Or make a song. You've been wanting to be a musician.
I do want to make a song. God, that terrifies me too. It's like I think about it all the time, but I'm afraid to actually like jump on it. And I have plenty of friends that are musicians. I don't know why I don't. I could be a fucking musician.
You got your ukulele.
I have a ukulele. I have Ray. She can play like 3 chords. That's all we need. Get Britton on the drums.
Okay, well.
Chunk on the synth.
Well, we're gonna try. I mean, I'm better than this. Philip DeFranco. That's what he says. Gonna buy that merch. Oh, I think I missed the merch. Anyways, gotta end this.
Okay.